Alright guys, we tore this Kingpin apart the other night. And I went down to the local auto stores. Nobody seems to be able to get parts for this, so I'm going to have to order them online. They're a week out. And we don't have time to wait. I'm trying to do a push and get this done in the next 2 weeks. There's a lot left. So I'm going to reassemble this with the old parts that's left. The lower bearing, what's left of it, got the inner cage of it, or the inner race, or whatever you want to call it, but all the bearings are gone. They were chewed up into pieces, and the outside cage is also gone. So I'm going to put it back together and make it mobile. That way tomorrow, I'm also going to put the new wheels and tires on. I'll show you guys those. We're going to get back together. That way I can push it out tomorrow. I'll probably pull a few things off, pull the winch off, and this off, the grill, headlights. There is a little bit more welding left to do. I'm waiting on a few things for that too, some nut zerks and stuff to put in the tabs. So we're going to push it out, degreaser everything on this. We'll bring it back in, put it back up on blocks, pull the tires off. And then we're going to pull all the links out, the drive lines, pull the ram off, and prep it for paint. So we'll get all that done, and then, yeah, tab it out for the roof and the panels, paint it, and then reassemble it all, and then down to wiring and all the little stuff that's tedious and time consuming will be last. So I'll walk you guys through some of that stuff when we get there. Other than that, yeah, I'm going to put this together and get it so it's mobile. Them wheels look nice. I might have to just go put them on mine. Tell Travis I lost them. Hey guys, so we're back in the shop. It's another night working on the buggy rebuild. I come out here, I tore the links out, the drive lines, pulled the knuckles off, the ram off. Same with the rear. So this thing's, we're getting ready to paint it. So stripping everything down that we can remove out pretty easily. The motor, some of the exhaust and stuff like that is going to stay in place. It's going to get all taped off and we're going to paint it. So some of it you won't be able to paint, but the panels will cover them areas, so it's not a big deal. I want to get the bottom side of this painted, and then we're going to get some 3/16 plate. We're going to cut some new boat sides and belly pad. And then, yeah, we'll paint it, start putting it back together, and then hopefully get this thing back on the trail soon. So. We're just going to continue to clean all this stuff off and prep it for paint. So this is actually a really good idea for any of you guys out on the trail. When I went down to Cedar with Thomas, I lost a belt. I'm not sure why, it just fell off. We put it back on, it was in one piece, but it's never a bad idea to zip tie a spare belt and always carry a spare belt. These are the external reservoir tabs for mounting them. With the new one, it's going to come down. We're going to be down here a little bit lower, so I'm going to cut both these off on each side, and then we're going to hurry and clean these up. And then I'll probably go to sanding to clean a lot of this stuff up. Just give it a quick sand with probably 140 or 220, and just finish cleaning up some stuff. So. Oh, that's all cleaned off. There's a lot of metal to take off. We'll come back with the D8. Like I said, I didn't hit a lot of this, so we'll go over here and get the other side taken off. I won't show you guys that. This is kind of just a slow, boring process. So I'll jump over, already knock that out, and then, yeah, I'm not sure. All this is pretty boring, so I'm trying to just kind of update you guys where we're at on it as we go. Hopefully we can start throwing some paint down on it. Throwing some paint down on it here soon. So the prep work's always the worst part, so it'll be cool to see it though. This thing come in here, I'll have to get some pictures of it before I even start it and post them side by side and show you guys, because it's not even gonna be anything like the same machine, so it'll look good. Alright guys, so we got the new Kingpin rebuild kit. You got the springs, the retainers, the neoprene bushings that go in the top. They go over, so this is the Kingpin. This will thread in, and then this sits over the top of it. So that's your bushing. And on the lower, it actually takes a bearing and a race. So I just cleaned off this C. I'm gonna, oh, you guys can't even see what I'm looking at here. I'm gonna try to clean out the bottom of this and see how I can get the old race out. Might have to heat it up or something, I'm not sure. So I'll get this cleaned up real quick. It's pretty nasty. It's got leaking seals, so we'll get it all cleaned up and try to get that new race in. Alright guys, so this C right here was mashed in and stretched out. The old race was kind of an oval shape, the new one wasn't even close, so we had to heat it, smack it in, burb it out just a hair, and this is just going to get us by. We're going to get a whole different axle housing eventually, so I ended up sticking the race in there, and then where I couldn't get it to come back, I ended up just putting some weld in there so it won't end up walling it out again. I got the new Kingpin set up here. We're going to tighten that down real quick. And then we can start putting the knuckle and stuff back on. It ain't perfect, but it'll get us by until we can get another axle. So now we gotta do the other side, and we'll gonna put the shaft back in, the brakes, the hub, everything else back together, and then we're about ready to start painting axles. So yeah. Hey guys, so we were at Corey's the other day. We are back in the shop working on the buggy. Center console, don't know if I showed you guys it after you had it all welded up. It'll end up sitting right there. So now we'll be able to put the shifter in the top of it, the switches, maybe some cup holders. It'll be sweet. The sign, I got it all sanded up. And supposedly I'm dyslexic. It's not 201, it's 210. So I called Corey. Corey cut us out a new one. We gotta go pick it up. And I actually left the visor down there. We had it repaired too. So we'll run down there today, pick both those things up, have the new side made, get it sanded. But other than it being wrong, it looks awesome. So we got the roof panel on here, and I'm gonna go through. I got the front 3 bolts in to hold it in place. I'm gonna drill back, probably about back to the B pillar up here. Put all those bolts in, and then we're gonna use some clamps and some ratchet straps, maybe a little bit of heat. We're gonna bend this down. Weld a couple tabs on here, probably 4 tabs, one on each outside, then about towards the center here. We'll put another one, so 4 tabs there, and we'll bolt this down to that. And then we'll mark it out. I'm gonna give it an overhang. I think probably 5/8 to 3/4, probably 5/8 of an inch of an overhang from the center line of the tube. We'll cut it all, and then we'll bolt it back up, and then we'll roll this over with the dead blow hammer. We'll just hammer form the edges to fit all this tube nice. So yeah, we'll start drilling some holes, put some bolts in, and start bending this over real fast. Alright, so I'm going to hurry and bolt this roof, and we're going to go throw on these cribbing blocks back here. I marked out the edges. We're going to go cut it down to size. We'll bring it back over here and refit it where it needs to be, clean up the edges, and then fully weld these front tabs in, smooth them out, and then probably try to put a little more of a bend in that while it's off. And then when we put it on, it'll pull it out. So yeah, I'll hurry and pull this off and we'll throw it out there on the cribbing blocks. Okay guys, so I got the roof. You guys watched me cut it out and clean it up. I brought it in here, threw it on the top. You guys can see it there. I finished drilling all the holes here in the back. Got all tightened down, so you can see right here we have an overlap. We're gonna take, I went and bought this dead blow. I don't own a dead blow, so went and bought this 48 ounce dead blow from Harbor Freight today. And we're gonna use it to roll the edges all the way around this thing. So gives it, you know, some people prefer that, some people like it cut. Like on the visor, it's on the center too, right here on the visor. Some people prefer that. I like it rolled, so I'll put it on the tripod. Hey guys, so it's a new day. Right here I've got what's going to be our center console. And like I said before, we'll have the shifter, the aux beam control switch, and then a cup holder or two in here. So maybe a winch controller might be there. On mine I mount it on the front side with the start button. The new aux beam switch has a momentary switch on it, so we can set that up to do the starter on that. I'm in a hurry and take 4 of these tabs, put some nut zerks in them, and then we'll mark out where we want to mount them on here. We'll drill them, bolt them to this, the 4 of them, and we'll sit it in there and we'll reach up underneath and tack them into place, unbolt it, and then weld them in solid. So I think that's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. So I'll hurry and throw these nut zerks in and get these tabs bolted to there. So, I just finished welding up all the reservoir mounts. So, these are set inward from the outside. In case you roll it over, they're still protected. Front ones, they're down here, about the only place they could go. So, these ones are mounted, same with the other side. I also hurried and took the roof off. I added 2 more tabs. I didn't like, it wasn't very tight back here in these corners. So I added a tab here in each corner. And yeah, roof's right here. I gotta sand it, clean it up, the edges a little bit, de-ate it all. I'm gonna probably take the next hour or so and pull these tires, the new tires and those. Just go stick a bunch of stuff in the other shop. So I can clean all this up and get ready for paint. I want to get all the dust out of here. I've got a few other things left to do, like this knuckle. I'm still waiting for a cap for this. And we can reassemble this knuckle. Everything on the axle is just going to get painted black. I got Flowmaster FXs for the exhaust. I got 2 of them. It's dualed out. I had one open right here somewhere. Let me see if I can... Oh, I stuck it back in the box. So... yeah, those will get done probably after it's painted. I won't necessarily... It's already got all the mounting tabs in here. I may utilize those. I'll just weld brackets to the exhaust that go to the old mounts. So, yeah, I'll probably just try and clean this up off of camera. It's pretty boring, so I'll try and clean this up, tidy this stuff up. And then when I get back, I'm not sure what we're going to work on, but we'll see. So, I'll hurry and get this cleaned up, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, guys, so... shop's clean. Once again, it probably won't take long before it's a wreck. So, yeah, I went ahead and I kind of pulled all the parts off the side. So the axle, I'll get it put together on Friday. The only thing left to really do is I'm going to probably cut these brake lines off tonight. And see if I can find somebody to build me some new steel braided brake lines for the cutter brake system. We'll have to mount that. Everything else in here is going to get taped off and painted. So that'll probably be the end of this video. The next video will probably be a little bit of paint prep and getting this thing painted. So maybe some reassembly in there, I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. And like and subscribe. We'll get you guys the next video as quick as we can. See you guys.